Hello, Professor.
Hello, Tino. How you doing?
Hey, man. For those who don't know, this is Professor Paulo Freire. He goes by Professor Pew. You are you see here, a Pan Ams medalist, American national, Brazilian national, and St. Paulo. Man, thank you so much for joining me.
I thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Tino.
Man, Professor. So, man, if those who don't know you, man, if you could do me a favor and please introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, what degree you're at, and what are you doing now?
Okay, so my name is Paulo Freire. Better known as I'm a black belt, third degree from Gracie Barra. I've been training for years. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Today, I'm the head professor at Gracie Barra Chandler, Arizona. Gracie Barra since the day one. Very proud to be Gracie Barra. Very proud to represent Jiu-Jitsu, and is that.
Man, that's awesome. All right, so where did you start Jiu-Jitsu? And if you could tell us, where you started Jiu-Jitsu and why did you start Jiu-Jitsu?
So, I started Jiu-Jitsu in Campinas, Campinas City, São Paulo State, Brazil. Mm-hmm. I started because I'm still but I'm getting better. I improved a lot with time. Jiu-Jitsu helped me a lot, but I used to be a hot head.
Okay.
Right? Very explosive. I used to fight a lot in the streets, always in trouble. And after moving from neighborhood, we had a jiu-jitsu right on the corner. And first it was for my brother. My mom took my brother to practice jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. And then also I decided to try. And also my mom advised me to try because, like I said, I'm always in trouble, always fighting, and for sure one of the best decisions of my life. Helped me change all my life, helped me a lot, make me what I am today.
That's awesome, Professor. Now, man, so there's we talked about this plenty of times about the difference between old school and new school. So what do you kind of see as like the major difference from training, jiu-jitsu back then? I think you said you've been training jiu-jitsu for over 20 years.
Yes.
So what do you feel, or what do you see as a huge difference, from 20 years ago to now, from jiu-jitsu point?
So, for me is we can say there's two big difference. Whenever we talk about new school and old school, mm-hmm. You can talk about the mentality, So on that time, the mentality to practice jiu-jitsu, you had to be the toughest guy in the room. To practice jiu-jitsu, you had to be beat everyone else. You had to love being in a war. You have to like wars. And today the mentality is for me, it makes much more sense. The mentality today is not there. The mentality is use jiu-jitsu, all the tools jiu-jitsu has, everything jiu-jitsu can teach you to improve your life. This is the mentality. Gracie Barra, I start with that. And I see many schools, many teams following the path. Jiu-jitsu, where jiu-jitsu is a way, is a tool where the people gonna change their lives, gonna have a better life, and again, so for me, one of the biggest changes is the mentality. On that time, if you didn't like war, you're not gonna stay, you're not gonna survive. And today, jiu-jitsu is used to improve the life of everyone, kids, adults, a man, woman, everyone. And also we can talk about the new and old school on the technical side. Mm-hmm. Like I said, jiu-jitsu before was much more towards the self-defense. MMA, vale tudo. Jiu-jitsu was towards that. And the jiu-jitsu grew. Jiu-jitsu grew a lot, along the time. The competition side grew a lot. And for me, it's natural, you have the evolution of the sport. Like any other sports, when it start to become very, very popular, you start to give more emphasize the competition side, the sport side of that. And then because that you see some guys saying, this is old school, this is new school, this technique is old school, this technique is old school. It's everything jiu-jitsu, but with the time, they emphasize more towards the competition, So again, I heard once from Master Carlos Gracie Jr., we are talking about this kind of thing, old school, new school. And on the old time, jiu-jitsu was built to beat other martial arts, karate, taekwondo, other martial arts. And today, jiu-jitsu is built to beat jiu-jitsu, So because that you see so many berimbolos, you work with lapel and everything, it's the competition side. You don't have more the goal to go to the street and fight with someone. You're not gonna do this today. If you go to the street now and fight with someone, you go to the jail. The mentality of 20 years ago don't fit on the mentality today. Today the mentality is towards the competition. So these are for me the two biggest changes when the people talk new school and old school: the mentality and also the technical side.
Awesome. Well, from the school that I came from in Gracie Barra, Tucson, we actually had a class, our Vale Tudo class, where we would actually put on the MMA gloves. And I'm sure you could, verify this, is that jiu-jitsu changes once there's kicks and punches, are in the equation. I mean, did you have Vale Tudo at your school growing up? And if you did, what was that like?
Yeah, so we used to have every Friday night, used to go to the school of the professor of my professor, Professor Carlos Liber in Campinas. So every Friday night you unite the team, and sorry, and then we used to have no gi for the beginners, and Vale Tudo, MMA for the more advanced students. And I was still I believe I was still a white, as a boy. And then one of my first Fridays over there, after I trained Ogi with the other students, the guys, the higher belts, was on a circle. They make a circle and they used to practice, the MMA, the Vale Tudo. And I remember my professor, Kiko, he invited me to participate of that. Say, hey, you like to go? And man, I would like to, but man, I'm always being one of the smallest guys on the team. I was a beginner. I was a little bit afraid. I like the idea. I always like this side of competition, to try myself, and then when my professor called me, man, I want to go, and then he put me on the middle, and I remember I went against on the time he was a purple belt. Today he's a black belt. It's a great guy, he's still my friend, Herbert, and well, I was a beginning, imagine what you learn at the beginning over there is a simple leg, simple double legs, And man, as soon as they start, the first thing I did was jump on his legs to try to take him down, But what I didn't know, he was like a brown or black belt on taekwondo. And then when I jumped to his legs, he changed his base and he kicked right on the middle of my face. Man, but the time the adrenaline and everything, when he kicked my face, I grabbed his leg and I put him down anyway. And then I remember after that, after the training, I went home. And when I got home, my mom saw my black eye, my face like this. And then she, what's that? What happened? I was training. But how this happened to your face? The guy kicked my face. And then, but you told me the jiu-jitsu didn't have punches and kicks. I thought, yeah, didn't have, now have. And was awesome. So it was very, very fun. But again, it's I was talking about the mentality. You know, some things don't fit more on the days, you know, unless you want to become a professional. No, it's not a environment you like to. For example, you not bring your daughter, your wife, your grandpa to train. You know, when a place the guys can hurt you. You know, the mentality today is jiu-jitsu can make you improve, make you healthy, and also you can practice jiu-jitsu for your whole life.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question or kind of get your opinion on this, because it's my opinion, you know, just from, you know, sparring with, you know, the older generation, or to put in better words, and then the new guys, you know, like on Fridays or comp trainings. And I see there's a huge difference between, you know, the old school guys. There's lots of pressure, you know, and then the new school, you know, they're doing a lot more athletic passing, or there's doing a lot more, you know, lapel guards. You know, and it's just my opinion, and, you know, you could share, you know, how you feel, but I feel like the old school guys, they have that pressure, you know, is kind of from the Vale Tudo background compared to, you know, younger guys who really never even trained Vale Tudo, but have that athletic pass, you know. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so let's say I think it's the evolution of the sport, no? So today, like I said, the goal is be a world champion. IBJJF do a lot of great tournaments, no, and the sport grew a lot. So today is normal, no? Use the tools you have and also play with the rules, no? Because again, the goal is not you don't fight jiu-jitsu to survive. You fight jiu-jitsu to get the medal, no, to become the best on the sport. So it's normal you today use lapels. Man, you get the lapel put around your leg many times. This kind of thing, you know, because you're gonna play with the rules and what the sport give to you. On the old times, no, even of course the sport always been very, very fun, and for me, one of the best things of the jiu-jitsu. I love the competition since the day one I've been competing. You still have the mentality. Jiu-jitsu was for self-defense, no? Everyone will practice jiu-jitsu. Okay, you can be a world champion, but you know how to choose that on the street. So, for example, headlocks. No, when you see a headlock in a competition, you don't see a headlock in a competition, right? But if you talk about a fight, no, on the old times, okay, you are world champion. But if someone come onto the street and get you a headlock, you know how to escape. So you on the times, no, years ago, you had this kind of concern. So the kind of game was different, you know. You need to know not only to be a champion, you know, get medals, but also to know how to use jiu-jitsu if you need on the street, you know. Someone come after you, how to use to defend, you know. Like I said, in Brazil, at least in Brazil, they used to be very, very common on the old times, you know. So imagine, say, okay, you are a world champion, get a lot of gold medals, but someone come after you, don't know how to defend yourself, you know. So
I've had a personal experience with that. I was I think I was a blue belt, and in Gracie Barra Tucson, they have open mats from different schools, you know, could come in and train, you know, and there was just one time I was a blue belt and I rolled with a brown belt, and just out of craziness and chaos, somehow for panic mode, got him in a headlock, and I was on top. And as soon as we landed there, I shook my head like, oh my God, here I come to get swept. The professor, he had no idea how to get out of it. Mm-hmm. And that's what made me appreciate Gracie Barra even more, is because, you know, from the fundamentals curriculum, we primarily focus on the self-defense. And, you know, and so basically what you said, he competes a lot, but as soon as he got into that headlock, he had no idea what to do. So, man, that's insane.
Yeah, and then I was not there. No, like I said, I'm from Campinas, Sao Paulo. No, I used to see Master Carlos. On that time, the internet not to be like today, no. But so I used to talk with Master Carlos. I also met Professor Marcio Feitosa. They used to go to my city to teach seminars, no. And it's one of the nice things in jiu-jitsu. I'll listen to the histories, no. And one of the things I heard was very, very fun. Was I think Marcio told me, you know, saying Master Carlos used to get on the classes, on the training, say, okay, you are a world champion, right? Okay, but let me see if you know how to escape from a headlock. If someone here is stronger than you get you a headlock, let me see if you really know how to escape. Let me see if your world medal works for to save your life,
Yeah.
And the question is true. I think because this mentality, the pressure, the game of on the old times was different. I think the fundamentals of jiu-jitsu was much more clear. So about the pressure, the way you move your hip, the way you cross faces, what leg should you grab, the bottom leg, the way you stand up, and everything, And like I said, for example, I one of the game changes for me on my game was the opportunity to spend time with Gracie. Kyron, one of the most technical guys I've met in my life. And, man, Kyron taught me a lot, and was a game changer for me. He's one of the biggest influences I have in my jiu-jitsu, and the things he taught me, concepts, ideas of jiu-jitsu, not just simple, a specific technique, you do this, do that. No, but the way you move your hip, the way you position your hip, in the middle of the fight, make a huge difference, and I agree with you, So, but again, I think it's because of the evolution of the sport, So I think it's something normal.
Yeah, when Professor Caron came to Tucson, and I had a pleasure of sparring with him for a little while. And for me, I like to videotape myself or record myself rolling with these high-level black belts, so I can see where my mistakes are and see what they did, to learn. And man, he just made it look so easy and so technical. And I look at the film, just simple little just adjustments he does during, and it's insane.
He's one of the most technical guys I've met. No doubt about that.
Well, let me ask you another question, because I saw on your Instagram before that you've actually trained sometimes at the GB headquarters in Irvine, and you actually train sometimes these. I saw Rafael Dos Anjos one time you're training. So, Matt, what was that like to get a call and say, hey, we have Rafael Dos Anjos, a legend inside UFC. We need your help. What went through your mind, and how did it all go?
Yeah. So when I moved to America, I came to teaching in headquarters. I used to teach in headquarters for a while, and then Professor Professor Filho de la Mônica is the head professor right now. Professor Furão is awesome. He trained many guys from UFC. He does an awesome job, And when I was over there, also teaching classes, was on the time Rafa was fighting against Pets, for the title, for the belt. And then Professor Furão invited me, to participate of the training, to help on the training. And my first reaction was, man, are you sure? No, I'm gonna train with Rafa. Man, I want to help. I don't want to be a bad training. No, let's go, Pew. Let's go. And it was awesome. Like I said, I love this kind of training. I came from a time is like you just stay in jiu-jitsu if you like war, and I like competition. I like the tough training. I like to try myself. I like to do my best. And I had the opportunity to train with Rafa was awesome. He's an awesome guy, man. He's so cool, so nice, And man, he's was very, very grateful, for Professor Furão gave me the opportunity to train with them and help the way I could, for on the training.
That's awesome. Well, let me ask you a question, because you're a big time competitor yourself. I've seen you compete locally. I've seen you fight to wins too. So what goes through your mind, leading up to the tournament? What's your mentality, and then what's your mentality once you get to the tournament?
Yeah, I think when you go for a tournament, you go to win, Isn't to be the mentality. So you need to do your best. You need to go over there to do your best, and try, don't give up. Was always my mentality, my mindset. Doesn't matter against who I would compete, I had the opportunity to fight with some tough guys, toughest guys in the world. And my mentality was always, man, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to win. No, it doesn't matter who is in front of me. And again, this is my mentality as an athlete, no, as a fighter. And even today, I still like to compete. No, I'm 36 now. I still like to compete a lot. But also today, I have my mentality more like I want to keep improving. I want to keep learning. No, so I can help my students be better than me. No, so I want to be there. I want to see what's happening. Like we're talking about, the things are changing. You know, the things are moving so fast. If you get aside, you know, if you don't make part of that, you're going to stop on time. You know, and I don't want that. I want you to help my students. So I like to say, be better than me. So I go to the tournaments. I'm gonna compete. Of course, I want to win. I go to win. I don't want to go for a tournament to lose, right?
Yeah.
But one of the things motivating most is improve, get better, try myself, and then come and help my students. No, and for my students, what I say is like I said, do your best. Go over there, do your best. No, doesn't matter what's happening. If you do your best, you're gonna take a positive level of the competition. Being a champion or not, go over there and do your best. Don't give up. No, find the reason you are stepping on the mat to compete. No, and then give everything you have. Let everything you have on the mat.
That's awesome. You know, I've had students myself, you know, that came up to me and they're interested about competing, you know, and they said they don't know. So I'm sure you've had those conversations many times where some of your students have asked, you know, if they should compete or what's competition like, you know, what should they expect? So, you know, what would you say to students, or what do you say to students that come up to you and that are interested about competing for the first times?
And I'm a big fan of competition. No? I said I think everyone should try at least once. Competition just make you better. Of course, it's not a requirement. No, again, the jiu-jitsu change. No, the things change. No, so we have training today. People practicing jiu-jitsu. They doctors, lawyers, attorneys, judges. No, all kind of people train jiu-jitsu. No, so of course, competition is not mandatory. Sometimes the guy come to jiu-jitsu again, look for something to make his life better. You know? And jiu-jitsu is a great tool for that. You know? But I really I incentivize. I say my students they should compete if they want, of course. But competition just bring good things for you. You're gonna try yourself. You're gonna handle with adrenaline. You're gonna handle with pressure. No, things we handle on the daily basis. No, so it doesn't matter what you are. You can be, like I said, a doctor. Man, you're gonna have to handle with that on the daily basis. No, so to go for a competition, no, to have that feeling, I think is help a lot. It's very important. And of course, again, it's a different mentality if you are a pro athlete. So the guy wants to be a pro athlete. He wants to be a world champion. Is a mentality, no? But the regular students, but you do jiu-jitsu for fun, for cut weight, to get in shape, to make friends, no? Is a different goal, no? So it's also a different mentality. So for this kind of student, I tell them to go, but go over there to have fun. Go there to try yourself, do your best, and it's fine. And for those who like to be a pro athletes, no, want to be follow a jiu-jitsu career, they need to dedicate full time for that. Even more today, jiu-jitsu is not only about training; it's about you train jiu-jitsu, you drill, you study. You know, like I said, you know what's happening on the competition. You be tuned to the new positions for all this. No, so are two different mentalities. But anyway, competition is I see a lot of positive in competition. Not about win or lose. Win or lose is part of the game.
Yeah.
No, but the competition, you'll be there, step on the mat to compete is, I think, just bring a benefits for everyone.
Now, let me ask you the same question, but for, I get a lot of parents too who ask, if their kids should compete and when would when would they know, when their kid's ready? And I'm always saying, talk to the instructor, the professor. So let me ask you the same thing, if, let's say if I brought my kids to you and said, hey, Professor Pugh, do you think my kid's ready? What goes into deciding if the child's ready to compete?
And for my kids here, my first concern is safety, and for them have a good have a great experience. So I want they go over there and have a great experience, stay safe, learn. Okay, so like I said, kids also need to learn how to handle pressure, right? So of course it's a bigger challenge, because the experience can be bad, and then you can push the kid away from jiu-jitsu, and this is never the goal, right? Again, even if the kid is not going to become a competitor or a pro athlete, jiu-jitsu is going to help on his life. Today we talk a lot about bullies and everything. So jiu-jitsu is going to just bring benefit for kids. So we need to be very, very careful on that. And I think the parents and professor are very responsible for that. So I think for kids, we never should put pressure on them, because kids are not pro athletes. You remember I was talking about the difference between that kind of student do jiu-jitsu for different reasons and the pro athletes, right?
Yeah.
Kids never gonna be, they are not pro athletes. Kids, no parent, I don't know any parent, if you know, you can tell me, but I don't know any parent bringing a kid with 8 years old to jiu-jitsu, like with that. I'm bringing my kid here training with you because they want he become a world champion with 20 years old. No, I never heard about that. No, the kids come to jiu-jitsu or because they are shy, or because they are having bullied at school, or because to calm them down because they have too much energy. No one come because of a medal. No, and then we need to be very, very careful. Don't put that. Don't start to ask them that for them. So, for example, let's go for the competition, and then man, let's go. You need to win. Let's go. What you doing? And this is bad. No, so I think the for kids, it starts on the train. On the train, when you have everyone yelling for them, do this, do that, do this, do that. Man, you're doing wrong, you're doing bad. So this is you're already messing with all with the kids. No, I think he had to come here, had to train hard, learn, improve. If then take him to the tournaments, say the same, man, go over there, have fun. You're gonna just train with different kids, and it's fine. If you see the kid has talent, and also he developed that desire to be a competitor, and then we start to push, then we start to give more attention to this side, but never say, man, you need to a kid with 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. And the other thing, you're gonna say, doesn't matter how many medals you get now. It doesn't make a difference on the future if you want to be a pro jiu-jitsu fighter,
Yeah.
So, no one gonna remember you.
Oh,
Hello.
Hey there, I see.
No one gonna remember you because of, for example, you get you become a great champion. No one gonna tell you, hey, Chino, I remember you when you were a great belt, you are Arizona State champion. No, they're gonna say, Chino, you are Pan American champion. No, now adult, brown belt, black belt. No one gonna say, man. So for me, it doesn't make sense.
Well, one of the cool things that for the project here in Arizona with us is is you guys are bringing in these high level black belts for the competition training. So I think you were the mastermind behind it, or the person in charge of it. So if you don't mind, me asking, the kind of background story of how did you come up with getting these basically all-stars, baseball all-stars to come in and train with us and teach us and give us new stuff, and if you could give us a background and mentality on that.
Chino, can you repeat just the question?
Yeah, so I was saying, that we're fortunate here in Arizona for the project for you guys to bring in these big names, for these competition trainings. We have Professor Gabriel Argis. We have a
Mhm.
full, huge lineup, that's coming still. And I think from what I was hearing in the meetings is like you're the mastermind behind it. So I was saying, what was your mentality with this project and what all went into it and what's your goal with that?
So no, the reality, the mind behind that was Professor Flavio. He came with the idea and he discussed with me, bring this idea, and I love it because, man, if you think we are Gracie Barra is the largest team in the world. We have many world champions. Man, we have, man, so many great new guys in jiu-jitsu. And we need to take advantage of that. When I say take advantage, it's not just just for us. It's a way everyone can benefit of that. So this again was a Professor Flavio idea. And man, it's all, man. You are part of a team where you have guys like Romulo Barral, Gabriel Arges, Felipe Pena, Otávio Souza, man, Vitor Stima, and many others. Guys, man, you can create a system where this guy gonna share his jiu-jitsu with the students, with us, what gonna make the team stronger, the team better. Also, through that, the guy can have man, instead he goes all over the world teaching, seminars. He can spend more time here with us, and he's also helping the team grow, right, improve. So it's good for everyone. Also, for them here in Arizona, we have now a lot of kids, many kids, competitors, athletes. So, for example, here direct with me, you have Lucas Norá, Thiago Azo, Lucas Castro. We have a CJ, up on the north, CJ, Zuzarte, all these guys. Man, for them, it's great to have the opportunity to learn and practice with, for example, Gabriel Ward was here a few months ago. Man, this is an amazing opportunity, for improve your jiu-jitsu, to learn, and also it's a great opportunity for the regular students, to share the mat with, to see what the Gracie Barra top athletes, using the same gear of you, defending the same shield, defending the same values, and again, it's a opportunity for everyone, for the athletes, for the schools, for the students. Everyone get good things from that.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool with that whole that project of bringing them in because when you guys first announced, like, we're bringing all these, I think it was Professor Argis, like I said, we had a couple months ago, then Professor Petosa, and man, I forgot the list, but I just remember, like, I was looking around like, oh my God, these are like Gracie Ball legends. And what's kind of cool now with this whole quarantine thing is, that Gracie Bot is bringing a lot of those big names to online training at home, and so, I mean, I'm sure you got this question too from students, during this quarantine is like, professor, how do I stay motivated? Or professor, why should I still do it? And then what do you tell them, to stay on the online training?
And I think first, for example, if you like jiu-jitsu, and you follow jiu-jitsu, all these names you said, for me, the way I see, I love jiu-jitsu, I love training, I love teaching. So for me, just to know, I had the opportunity to learn from Vitor Stima, to learn from Gabriel Ward, to learn from Professor Márcio Feitosa. Man, I'm getting excited already, And what I tell the students, that, man, if I'm doing jiu-jitsu for 20 years, I'm getting so excited. Man, you should be even more, because you just start your journey. You had the opportunity to learn with the biggest names in the history of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The biggest names in Gracie Barra. The guys are so legends. And again, it's, man, how many teams are able to say they have this quality, of professors, and the opportunity to learn from them. So this is already one of reasons to stay motivated. And also is, man, one of the lessons jiu-jitsu teach us is don't quit, right? Don't give up. And man, this is for life. We are having we are passing through a tough time now, but it's gonna pass, and then we're gonna get better, even better, right? So we need to stay strong, not only physically but mentally. And jiu-jitsu is that. Jiu-jitsu make us very, very strong mentally. I say, even back into competition, competition for me, the winner normally is the guy mentally stronger. If you're able to break your opponents mentally, you're probably gonna win the fight. So
nice. Okay. Well, I have to ask you a question that I know students all over Arizona, and I'm pretty sure all over the world who's ever had an interaction with you is wondering, man, how did Professor Pugh get the name Pugh? So if you could take us back into that story, where did Professor Pugh come from? Where did that nickname come from?
The Pugh come from Pew Pew. Pew Pew means the Tweety Bird, the cartoon.
Okay.
Is I was, like I said, I start young. Me and my brother, both of us, and it's funny because me and my brother used to have the same nickname. Now here in America, the guy used to call my brother Luis more, and call him Pio, but we start with the same nickname. And our professor in Brazil, Professor Kiko, gave this to us because we are skinny, little guy. We are teenagers with a big head, blue eyes, no blonde. And then I thought, man, look like the Tweety Bird, Pew Pew. And then what could you do? We were the smallest guys, new in jiu-jitsu, beginners. I thought, okay, you guys want to call us Tweety Bird? It's okay, call us Tweety Bird. So then become Pew Pew, and is that And again, today is good because become my identity. So everyone in the jiu-jitsu word know me as Pew. So the reality, I like my nickname.
Yeah, it's so funny because I from white belt up, all I hear is, yeah, Brazilians have these cool names and I don't even know what they are, but they're so cool. And then I remember, actually hearing yours, and I'm like, how did you get that? And everybody's like, you have to ask.
The reason is always to make fun of someone. It's always that. They always make fun.
Well, let me ask you kind of a question, that something that sat with me, and especially since, again, I mean, I consider you as again, it's no disrespect when you say old school, but for me, I refer to you as like an old school type. How do you feel about, that mentality of you should never ask, a lower belt should never ask a black belt or an upper belt to spar? How is your mentality on that?
So I think, of course, there's a jiu-jitsu, a martial art. You need to respect the higher belts. There's a hierarchy. I don't know if I'm saying right that hierarchy. A rank. So need to be respected. So man, I'm gonna argue with my professor. On the mats. I'm not gonna argue with someone higher belt than me on the mats. So you need to keep that because it's not, I think there's not about new school and old school. This is about again, a martial art. The values any martial art bring to us, not only jiu-jitsu. If you throw this away, you forget the roots of the martial arts. So the respect, over the higher belts, you need to have. Even why if you stay active in jiu-jitsu, you're gonna start grow old, and then you're gonna be like, I don't know, a red and black belt. Man, you're gonna have 60, 70 years old. Of course, you're not gonna be able to train on the same level with with the new guys. And it doesn't mean the new guys can disrespect you. So I think that the respect is very, very important aspect in jiu-jitsu. Not only in jiu-jitsu, martial art, in everything. Now, but your question was about how I feel about the lower belt coming to train.
Yeah.
I'm gonna answer you. Professor Flavio once said that, and for me was very, very clear and make a lot of sense. The higher belt will get offended with a lower belt calling him to training. Probably it's because he's afraid to roll with the lower belt. Yeah. What? Why? Because it's not respectful. The guy call you to train. Mm-hmm. Of course, no. They invite you to train is one thing. Like I said, it's all about respect. The guy challenge you and everything is a different thing. But the guy invite you to train in a respectful way. What's the problem with that? Well, when you were a white blue belt, did you want to train with the higher belts?
Oh, all the time.
Of course, yes, of course. When I was a white belt, was a lower belt, and I love training with the higher belts. Yeah. So this is not disrespectful, man. I just want to learn. I want to know to train. I admire the guys, you know. So because that I want to roll with them. So I don't see any problem in a lower belt invite the higher belt to train. This is ridiculous. Now, for me, if a higher belt get offended because a lower belt invite him, that the only reason is he's afraid to train with the lower belt. No, he's afraid maybe to tap for the lower belt. So no, for me, a lower belt call higher belt to train is completely okay. I don't see no, not wrong with that.
That's
what I see wrong is no respect. If you don't have no respect, this is a problem. Now, man, invite someone to train. We are partners. We are training together. We are friends. No problem with that.
That's one thing, because a lot of students ask, like, oh, I want to roll with, the brown belt or black, but I'm scared. What do you do? I'm like, man, in competition trainings where we have, I've sparred with you plenty of times. And I never thought it was me asking you, it was disrespectful. It's because I want to learn, and so that's the same thing I tell students. It's like, it's not improper to ask us, but I mean, yeah, if you would throw an outrageous challenge, like, hey, I want to challenge you, I want to fight you, but you didn't have respect.
Yeah. It's all about respect. Yes.
So Professor, let me go into this round, which I call competition rounds. All right. I'm just going to ask you some questions and you just answer them as best as you can. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so the first question is going to be what is your favorite guard?
Butterfly and half.
Your half guard, I couldn't. For anybody who has not had the chance to roll with Professor Pugh, and those who have rolled with Professor Pugh know about his half guard is legendary. You're never getting out.
Yeah, my two favorite guards is a half and a butterfly.
So what is the least favorite guard you like to be in? Meaning if your opponent has you in a guard, you hate this guard.
And there's no a worst one. I think depends of my opponent. But guys know how to do. Man, if you fight someone really know how to do a great spider guard, is your. No, I'm talk about a regular guard. No, of course, but someone do a lapel guard, this kind of thing, man. It's very, very hard to pass. It's annoying. Man, lapel guard, a warm guard, all this kind of thing. But talk about the regular guards. If you fight someone, imagine yourself going up against, for example, Romulo Barral. Man, he's a spider guard. Man, this is horrible because I feel like the guy's controlling all your body. You're like a puppet.
Like a puppet.
And then you cannot make grips. You cannot get any kind of control. And then it's very hard to keep your balance. So if someone really knows how to do, spider guard is
annoying.
It's annoying, yes.
Well, next question would be, what is your favorite submission?
Man, I love chokes.
Any choke or just chokes?
Any choke. I love chokes. Chokes are always good. It's like once I think I heard the old schoolsters the guys say Master Helio used to say, there are brave men for an arm. So sometimes you break the arm of someone, the guy is still brave to keep going. But against chokes, there's no brave man, Chokes, my fellow. Or you tap or you pass. So.
Yeah. And it's so funny because I remember asking you when you're doing our training and you're doing the lapel guard, and I was like, Professor, isn't that worm guard? And you're like, worm guard, square guard, they're all lapel guards. So it's funny I can say chokes.
Yes, yeah. It's,
What's
it's all there.
what's a submission you hate being caught in?
And a good submission, there's no escape. No, any submission doesn't matter what submission. But the ones I see, and also I see in tournaments, so it's, how can I can say it's annoying because you can sometimes you're able to stay longer, but you're not able to escape, and after a while you tap. No, man, triangles is always like this. No, it's because sometimes most of the time triangle is not that submission gonna make you tap fast. No,
Yeah.
Sometimes you think you can escape, and then the air start to get.
Oh yeah.
And then
it starts going like this.
exactly.
And last question, what is your favorite cheat food? You know, if you're out of your diet, you're bad food, you know, what is your favorite cheat food?
Yeah, I love eating. You know, I eat everything, man. I don't know how I'm a featherweight.
Now, you look good for being in quarantine. You look still thin. I don't know how you're doing it.
Man, I spent all my life being light feather and feather.
Wow.
Man, I don't know how. Man, if you ask my brother or my family, my friends, because man, I eat a lot, and I eat everything. And for me, what you say, Pio, let's go eat this, man. I go. I never gonna say no. I don't like it, man. Food, I say one of the things I miss most in America is the Brazilian food.
Really? Man, I was talking to Coach Sousa the other day, and we were talking about picanha, and he was brought up the restaurant here. For everybody who's not in Arizona, in the Valley, I'm sure there's Brazilian bistros everywhere, or steakhouses, but there's called a Fogo de Chao.
Fogo de Chão.
And there's this legendary Brazilian steak you guys have, which is picanha. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes, picanha.
Oh, man. The first time I had picanha was Professor Flavia's little brother, Professor now Andre.
Andre.
Yeah, and I came down from Tucson up here for a barbecue you guys did in the park, and they were making picanha. And I remember asking, "What is this?" And he's like, "Oh man, it's picanha." And I had it, and it was just so it's salty, but it's so delicious. But if you go to a restaurant, it's okay, but you guys make it at home, it's so much better.
It's so good, man. Now the Brazilian food, I say, man, you guys need to go to Brazil at least to try the food. It's the best.
That's awesome. Well, Professor, thank you so much for being on here with us. And, you know, this week we're in week 4 in a curriculum, and the theme is, you know, brotherhood. You know, is there anything, you know, that you could give us, like kind of like an end of class message, you know, to talk about brotherhood, to talk about the online training, you know, what would be your message?
Man, brotherhood is, for those that are long in jiu-jitsu know that. No, so for example, the best friends I have in my life, I made through jiu-jitsu. No, brotherhood means a lot. No, I think there's no better place than a jiu-jitsu place, no, and a mat to make friends, to build the brotherhood, you know. And during times like this we are having now, you know, is something we value even more. You know, I think you can ask everyone, man, what do you miss most now in the quarantine? And the guy's gonna say, man, be among my friends, you know, be with my friends, be with my family. And this kind of connection and this kind of brotherhood, man, I don't know other place like jiu-jitsu to find it, you know. And this again gave me my best friends. We are talking about competition, right? So we said reasons to compete. What you think when you compete? So every time I step on the mat and I'm gonna compete, and then of course I get nervous and everything, you know. But one of the things come to my mind to do my best is, man, I'm not fighting just for me. I'm fighting for my team, you know. So this is a very strong thinking jiu-jitsu, and for me one of the most important, you know, the brotherhoods, the brothers you make on the mat, and are for your whole life. You know, the true ones are for the whole life. On the mat, you know how the people are for real. There's no fakes, no.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, Professor. Well, thank you very much, sir, for being on here. Man, this is a dream come true. I've wanted to pick your brain and, you know, see exactly, get in there and hear everything and all the stories you have. So thank you very much for coming on and doing this with me.
I thank you, Tim. Thank you for the invitation. It was very fun. Man, I love talk about jiu-jitsu. I love talk about Gracie Barra, and was a pleasure for me. And is that I hope all this pass soon, and we all go back to the mat all together. Okay.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you, Tino.
Bye.
Bye bye.